Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Giga here. We're back again with our third day of our squad builder challenge, where we're going ahead and making different teams. We have the two previous episodes. You can look at those if you'd like to. But today our theme for the squad is going to be a BPL Bundesliga crossover for what I think will be a relatively cheap squad. The reason I say that is because when I first made this squad, I actually thought it was going to be quite expensive. But after seeing some of the ratings so far, some of the leaks, and I won't go into that just yet. We'll see those in a second. But after seeing some of those, I realized that this is probably going to be somewhere in the 300,000 coin range. We'll kind of calculate it up at the end if you guys want to see that. Let's get into it. So thank you guys very much for clicking on the video. Please, if you can, consider subscribing to the channel or liking the video. I would very much appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into it. And we're actually going to start with the goalkeeper, who we're going to choose as our Englishman Pope from Newcastle. I think that he'll be not too expensive. I think that he'll be kind of in that like 15-20k range in the beginning, if that. He might even just be like 10k, something like that. We'll see. But that's going to lead us into our right back very quickly, who is going to be Kieran Trippier, who I actually think is going to be relatively the same in terms of stats for next year. I don't think he's going to be crazy on the pace idea. But I think as really a CDM in game, I think he's going to be very, very good. And I'll show you what I mean with that by the end of the video. So I think as a right back, he's okay. He's not great. But as a CDM, I think he's very, very good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put Trippier there. Our center back, and this is where it gets into the Bundesliga, if you will, is going to be LaCroix. Let's see if it actually picks up. Yes, I think that he'll have similar stats. His pace might be slightly less insane, but I still think will be pretty good. And so because of that, with his low rating overall, I think that he'll be really, really affordable. I think that he might be one of those players that's really, really expensive at the beginning, like 15k or something like that. But over the next week or two or something like that, he'll drop off dramatically. So far altogether with these three players, we're only looking at like a 40k, 30k sort of thing, especially after the first days. Our second center back is actually going to go right along with the Bundesliga team or theme, and that's Upamecano.
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. For some reason, this got shifted on us.
Upamecano. I think he's just going to be sick in the game. He's super meta. I think he'll be pretty expensive, I won't lie. I won't be surprised if he gets an 83, honestly. And because of that, I'm sure he will get more expensive. So he might be that 183 who's actually like 40k or something like that. But again, so far we're looking at this like 75k, 70k-ish team, 80k maybe, that sort of stuff. Our left back is actually going to be none other than Nico Schultz. And because of that, I think it's a good cheap option opposite of Trippier there. Trippier is one of those where you can really kind of switch it up with whom you'd like, but I think that with the English links it works well. But Schultz is again one of those that I think could be a few thousand coins in the beginning, but then be very, very affordable very quickly. Then we get on to our three center mids. The first center mid, and one that I'm excited for, especially after his ratings reveal, is Jude Bellingham. He's actually going to be an 84 this year, believe it or not. EA released that, I believe. And because of that, his stats are going to be even better. I think his pace had gone up. I have to double check that. But more than anything, his defensive stats and his passing have gotten much, much better to my memory, if you will. So because of that, I think that he's going to be a good addition. He is going to be one of the more expensive players in the squad, I won't lie, because he's got that title next to him. He's one of the ambassadors or something like that. But also he's just very popular in real life, and so if he's 100k at the beginning of the game, I won't be surprised. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I could see him being an 80k card in the beginning for sure. The second center mid goes right along with him with BVB, which is Emre Can, and so I don't know why it doesn't like that. Now it likes it. So anyway, he's good. I think he's very well rounded. He's always very good in the beginning of the year. Last year he was like 20 to 25k at the beginning of the year, even as an 82. And so now you can see where this is getting a little more expensive as we're going along. So far all around, we're probably in that like 150 to 175 range, mainly just because of Bellingham and Chan. But we'll see how this goes. And then our third center mid is one that is honestly super, super cool to be putting in here. And that is Gravenberch. So Gravenberch obviously has the Bayern link, And so that gives him a little extra boost. So he's got full chemistry just like that. And I think that if he even gets a small upgrade, he's going to be pretty meta. And I don't think he'll be super expensive. I think he might be like 10 to 20k at most, unless he gets like an 83 rated, but I highly doubt he will. I think he's going to be like a 79 or 80 rated. And because of that, I think he'll be very usable in the beginning of the year. And I also think that he won't be terribly expensive. So this is not this, most people are going to have just all this coinage right at the beginning of the year, but I do think that these are players that people can try to attain, hopefully are very usable. But that leads us into our final three, and this is where the meta-ness really happens. And so our cam, and this is up for debate, but the person I put in here is actually Phil Foden. Now, I do not know Phil Foden's revealed rating, or like leaked rating or whatever. If he stays anywhere near where his stats are in FIFA 22, or gets even better, I think that in the beginning of the year, he will be exceptional, specifically because of his dribbling. I remember last year I tried to use Brandt as one of my starters. He was on BVB, or is on BVB. And his shooting was okay. It was, his pace was fine. But the thing that just made the card not super usable for me in the beginning, even as an 84, was his dribbling. And so because Foden has good dribbling, I think that he'll be very, not underrated, but I think he'll be a better catalyst than most people think. The final two strikers for us, I have these as narrows, like two striker narrows. This is obviously a narrow formation. But again, it's just for fun. So our first striker is actually going to be Rashford. Now, Rashford actually got a downgrade to my understanding. I could be wrong, but to my understanding he did. I don't know to what, but I highly doubt he's an 85 anymore. I won't be surprised if he's an 83 even. But I still think that his card will be relatively meta. Imagine he goes down to 85 pace, 80 shooting, 75 passing, and 80 dribbling. You're still looking at a card that, especially in the beginning of the year, is very usable. I think he'll still be good on striker. His physicals don't let him down either. And if they still give him the 5-star skill moves, then he's definitely going to be someone that we can throw into the team. So I'm all for it. And then finally, our final person, who's probably going to be the fun player of the team, if you will, other than Gravenberch for me, is none other than Gucci himself, St. Maximin. And so St. Maximin, I really think will get an upgrade. I think he'll get up to an 81, maybe even an 82, maybe an 83, maybe an 83. I don't know about an 83, but maybe. He's done very well this last season, and then even coming into this season. And so because of that, I think that his shooting will go above 70, certainly. I think his pace will still stay the same. I think his passing won't go up too much, but his dribbling will stay very high. As you can see, especially on the attack, I tend to pick these high rating or high rated dribblers. And so I think that these guys are pretty meta overall, but more than anything, I think that they're not millions and millions of coins, and it's a nice fun hybrid squad here with everybody on 3 chem, which is something that's not super easy to do right now. Or is it? I don't know. I guess that's something you guys can tell me. But anyway, so this is all good. Again, I think altogether going up to here was about 175, maybe 200, maybe 210, looking at 250 at most. 250 at most, maybe 275, 300 at most. And then he'll probably be the more expensive one. So looking at a 400 to 500k squad if the ratings come out the way that we're talking. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be ready for the next episode tomorrow. And hope you all have a great night and take care. Thank you so much.